Guys, today we got some huge updates about this 49ers game for a Week 8 matchup outside of our bye week, right? Obviously, this week we have a bye week with chillaxing, but we play the Niners next week. Now, if we can beat the Niners, this would be a huge, and I mean huge, chance to push us forward to getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Well, we got some great news right now. Deebo Samuel is out for the game versus us. He's out for the next 2 weeks with his injury. Again, I do hope he recovers well. I would never wish injury on anyone. And I hope when he comes back, he is better than ever and he feels fully healthy. But at the end of the day, this is going to help us out. So I'm going to say this is positive in the aspect. It's going to help us out. But again, like I said, I hope he does recover very, very, soon. Because again, like I said, I never want to see a player injured. But nonetheless, though, that's another piece of that 49ers team that is going to be out for this upcoming game. Now, again, we can't take any type of injuries and say, oh yeah, now we're going to win. Now we're going to win because of, injuries. No, because we played the Ravens without their left tackle, wide receiver, and, 17 other players, and somehow, some way, we still lost the game. So this isn't going to, give us a win. This isn't a free win, but this gives us, a lot more of a chance, a lot better of a chance to win this game. Second player who's probably not going to be playing for this game, Christian McCaffrey. They all sat out on Friday from injury. It looks like McCaffrey's injury might be a tad bit worse. It's a oblique injury, and as it says down here on this list here, in this article here, perhaps the most concerning of the trio is Christian McCaffrey, who's missed significant time in the past due to his injury. He's also the center point of this offense. So he is out this week, but it's very possible that he will not be playing next week versus us. So that, again, is Deebo and now also Christian McCaffrey out. Now, the last guy, Trent Williams, it looks like he will be playing versus us based on, how he's looking. He's not in a walking boot like the other two guys are. So, I'm sorry, not the other two guys. Like Christian McCaffrey is. So he should play against us, but I'm not too concerned about that. I'm concerned about getting after Brock Purdy, don't get me wrong. Trent Williams is one of the best left tackles in the league. But at least if two of the best players in the league are out of this game versus us, I feel a lot more confident / a little bit more at ease, coming out of our bye week and playing them, right? Because, again, this is really the only reason, in my opinion, that the Cleveland Browns were able to beat the 49ers, was they had no Christian McCaffrey and they had no Deebo Samuel or Trent Williams. Now, again, if Trent is out for our game, then that's going to be another huge W for us to, really have a chance to win this game. And again, if they don't have Christian McCaffrey, the starting lineup will be Elijah Mitchell and, of course, Jordan Mason and Price. The receiving core will still have Brandon Ayuk, still have Juwan Jennings, Ray McCloud, Ronnie Bell, but it gets a huge downgrade if they do not have Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey in that offense. Again, like I said, I can't stress this enough that if we win this game, and I know it's an if, right? Nothing is guaranteed right now. It's all an if. But if we can win this game, guys, this is huge. Let me go ahead and show you guys this for the playoff calculator. Right now, we see a 42% chance to make the playoffs, right? Let's say we win this game. We jump up to around a 52% chance to make the playoffs. But here's the kicker. Let's look at other games that happen this week. So let's say, for example, the Lions beat the Ravens, which I think they really, honestly, can beat the Ravens. Let's say the Rams beat the Steelers. Okay. Let's say the Colts beat the Browns. If those three things happen and we beat the Niners, 57% chance to make the playoffs. Let's say the Bears beat the Raiders. I don't think it's going to happen. But let's say they do, hypothetically speaking. Bills beat the Patriots. I'm not even going to attempt to say that could happen. NFC-wise, I'm just picking random teams, guys. I don't care about the NFC. That doesn't help us here. Chiefs beat the Chargers. Dolphins. Let's say the Eagles beat the Dolphins. 49ers, Vikings. We could come out of this week if we beat the 49ers with 58% chance to make the playoffs just based on that. And let's say next week, right? Let's say we go into next week and Cardinals the Cardinals beat the Ravens, we go up to 60%. But let's just go through these top to bottom here. All right, that game does not matter. Falcons win. Let's say the Saints win. Let's say, I think Dolphins will win that game. Let's say the Giants win that game. Jags, Steelers, Jaguars win. I mean, that game does not matter. This game does matter a lot, but I think the Texans will win. Seahawks, if they beat the Brownies, right? We currently sit right now at a 59% chance to make the playoffs. If the Seahawks beat the Brownies here, let's say, which I think they very much potentially could, even if the Ravens win, which, you know, we'd love the Ravens to lose there, but it is what it is. And I just chose the, week 8. Yeah, so that's the 49ers game. So we could go into week 9 at a 63% chance to make the playoffs. Very logical craziness things could happen here, okay? Now we play Buffalo. If we beat Buffalo, we're sitting a 73% chance to make the playoffs. If we lose to them, we're sitting a 53% chance, and that's actually not really that horrendous because you got to think, right? We're probably going to at least split with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll probably beat the Colts and the Vikings. Let's say we did split with the Steelers, okay? Let's say we beat the Browns the last week of the season. I know that's going to be tough. The Browns, I'm going to give all your respect to you guys, Cleveland. You guys deserve respect with how great your defense is playing. But, you know, some of these other games, even if we lose to the Bills, we beat the Texans, okay, we lose to the Ravens, beat the Jags. I can't do it. I can't put it in there that we're going to lose to this team. Okay, hypothetically speaking. In a universe far, far away, it's freaking Batman, okay? It's Batman right now. 90% chance to make the playoffs, and depending on what happens elsewise, we could easily make the playoffs there. So it does start next week versus the 49ers. And I know you might be like, oh, you're being way too optimistic here. But at the end of the day, yeah, because this is a possibility, especially even if we aren't 1,000% great on offense. Like, I think our defense is good enough to destroy the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey and without Deebo. And without Trent Williams, it's almost icing on the cake. I think our defense can destroy them with how they're playing the last couple weeks. The problem is, again, then becomes the offense, right? And they do have a really great defense, and they don't have anyone really out on their defense. And if you look at their defense, I mean, their defense is lights out, one of the best defenses in the NFL. I will say, ironically enough, only Cleveland has a better defense than the 49ers. But it doesn't mean they're not beatable. Right? P.J. Walker went against his defense last week, and he moved the ball. Wasn't with ease, but he moved the ball. And what we saw last week, and I don't want to play like this, but a win is a win, and sometimes you might have to win the ugliest way possible against really good teams. If we just run the ball, right? Play ugly, kick field goals, piss poor offense, I'll say it, okay? But we play good defense, and without those playmakers in there, we could win this game in the ugliest way possible, just like kind of like Cleveland did. Now, Cleveland came down to a missed field goal by the Niners and the rookie kicker, but it's potentially we could just win this game by playing defense. And I hate to put our defense out there like that, but listen, we have a bye week, right? We just had a bye week. Well, I have a bye week right now. We have a bye week right now. They're going to have time to rest, get time to get going. We might have to do what we did in Seattle again. Now, I hope that's not the case. I hope our offense can get going. And if our offense gets going at all in this game, it's GG. Right? It's GG if our offense can score some touchdowns. But at the end, it might be an ugly win where we just play defense again. And without those playmakers, it's going to make it possible. With those playmakers, I don't know. I really don't know with those playmakers. Now, Deebo is officially out. So it's no doubt about it, Deebo's not playing. Okay? But with Christian McCaffrey, even 70-80% is very difficult. He is that good of a player. He is that good of a, guy out there that if he's not out there, this is, humongous for us. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.